out, I kind of wanted to feel like this. So anything that's kind of stretchy now, I'll roll a little bit of clay and I'll add it. Then with that, I'll go in and I have to smooth out the clay around it just to kind of blend it in. And after I do this, I go back again, I do a quick cleaning up of it. Like for instance, I don't want this to be completely flat. I want it to look like it's skin, but it's rolled up. So to do that, you have to go in there and take away a little bit of the stuff around it. So it'll roll up, and that's where this comes into play. These little rakes come into play. I go back, so I've taken away some of the stuff on top and let it give a little roll. So now let's go in there and do a quick little cleanup. To do a good sculpture does take a lot of time because it's a very much a layering process. You do one process, you let it set and come back and do the next layer and layers on top. So it's very hard to do everything at once. It always looks the best when you spend time and do the layers. So I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup here. Okay. You can do it with the wire tool, or you can use just the blunt end of the clay and do the same thing. And you basically pick at it. Okay, so I'm at a point where I feel like I can start doing some brushing. So for the first brushing, I always use a 1/2-inch chip brush that I cut short. That kind of round it off, give it a little haircut. So it's nice and round, but it's very firm. Feel how firm it is. Just pass it down. So then the first thing I do is...
What was the second thing you added in there?
Turpenoid. Yeah, there's two kinds. There's the one that's in the green jar. Don't buy that one. Use the one that's white and blue. It's solvent based.
Okay.
And what I do is I use anywhere between 90% alcohol to 10% terpenoid to 80% alcohol, 20% terpenoid. It really just depends. And sometimes you do really big things and you want to really cut it fast, add more terpenoid. But it gets greasy, so you have to wash it down with some alcohol. And for detail, I use a little bit less terpenoid, so it evaporates more faster. But if you use straight alcohol, it'll turn white on you, which is not a big deal. Just add a little terpenoid, brush it again, and go away. So now what I'm doing is, I always get into all the deep parts first. Make sure you soak it in so that you won't get caught or rubbed incorrectly. So once that's in, the terpenoid is going to immediately take effect. And now, well, the first thing I do is I go with the direction of the wrinkles to clean up all the lines going this way first. And at this stage, because it's rough, I'm very aggressive. I put a lot of pressure into it. But not enough to destroy your little lumps, so just be careful. You just gotta be mindful as you're doing, like, what is the end game you're trying to do, so be careful not to destroy anything you're trying to build up. Okay. So once I feel like I've gotten a good brushing down this way, now I start going diagonally and up. I start doing this. And what this does is grabs the clay and it smooths it over. And then after I do that, sometimes I'll just do a little circular motion. And really massage it. Be careful not to destroy your wrinkles. All you're doing is just to clean up. And then fingertips. And carefully do a little massaging of the high points. And the finger gives it a nice little organicness. Then I'll take a finer brush. And I'll do a little bit of cleanup. Always have a paper towel so you can wipe off the excess glue. And then I always give it a little quick little bath. Happening so far. Okay, so that's the first steps. Then when this evaporates, about 5 minutes or so evaporates, goes back to normal again. Then you can start going in and doing smaller details. Like, okay, you know what? I want some crisscrossing little lines going across here. I want to, do some detailing that way, tighter detailing. As you come back for round 2 and you start building on top. And let me show you a principle first. When you do crisscrossing wrinkles, right, like eye bags, whatever, a lot of mistakes I see people make is that they'll do one direction. Right? Now they want to crisscross it, and they'll do it this way. And they'll brush it out. But that looks very mechanical. The way I do it, I feel that your strokes are very important. It's very much like when you're drawing, right? All your line work is really super important. So now I'm going to do the same thing. The first round, I'm going to do this way. Okay? But the big difference now, when I did the crisscrossing, rather than just going through like this, every time a line intersects another line, I'm going to stop and twist, stop and twist, stop and twist. So now I'm going to crisscross this way, stop and twist, stop and twist, stop and twist, stop and twist.
Hey guys,
stop and twist.
Space in this area, so go through our checks. Thank you.
See what's happening? See how it feels more organic now? Yeah, it's very simple. Just keep in mind, don't do this. Do this. Okay? And then when you do that, you can then, when you brush it out, soak the lines first. Go there carefully. much more organic that looks. And with this as a foundation, you can build up. You can roll little skin and you can kind of add, you know, and then just add dimension to it and come back and kind of clean it up as you go. So like I said, every time you see a sculpture with all these beautiful wrinkles and all the rays, it's not done in one pass. It's done in multiple passes. Back and forth, to keep building and take away, building and take away. So that's one technique. So now, this should be dried now and evaporated. So I'll come back and I'll show you the second round of detail. And this is another tool that I've used since the late 80s. It's another one of my favorite detail tools. It's super fine, super hard steel, so it really cuts very easily. And then I like it really skinny because you can control it. Again, a lot of your sculpting, a lot of the line work is done with twisting of the hand. So practice that, get comfortable with it, and just make it a habit. Now I'm going to add some wrinkles this way. I hope you guys can see. It's kind of weird too. So now I'm going to do like kind of what I showed you here, but now you see I have a little bit more form here. So I'm going to go in with the twisting, following the contours.